All right, y'all. Here we go. So settle in. Because this story, wow, this one's got everything. It's got a firefighter who vanished in the middle of her shift. It's got a husband facing prison for growing marijuana. It's got a secret affair with a married fire captain. It's also got a truck at the bottom of a pond in blood that tells a story that nobody wants to hear. And a family, a daughter specifically, who spent almost 2 decades begging for answers. Y'all, this is the story of Brandy Lynn Hall, and it is full of strangeness, immersed in darkness, with a haunting mystery, all delivered in story format.
Down a dirt road where the pines grow tall, got a tale tonight that'll chill us all. Pull up a chair by the firelight glow. There's secrets in the South that the old folks know. It's DJ Southern Storytelling, come on in.
Y'all, it's August 17, 2006. Malabar, Florida. And oh man, it's the kind of night where the humidity wraps around you like a wet blanket. Oh, and them damn frogs. They are so loud you can barely even hear yourself think. The Space Coast, it's quiet. Most folks are inside, AC just a cranking, watching the news, or maybe they're putting their kids to bed. At the Malabar Volunteer Fire Station, a woman named Brandy Hall is doing what she always does. Checking inventory, keeping busy, trying to hold her life together with both hands. She's 32 years old, blonde hair, blue eyes, and a tattoo of Tweety Bird on her ankle. She's a mama of 2, a 10-year-old daughter named Taylor, and a 5-year-old son named Clay. And tomorrow morning, she's supposed to be in a courtroom, standing beside her husband as a character witness at his sentencing hearing. But y'all, Brandy, oh, she is stressed. You can see it in the way that she moves, the way she checks her phone, the way she tells the other volunteers she's going to head out early, go home, get some rest, clear her head before tomorrow. And at 10:45 p.m., she walks out that station door, climbs into her dark green Chevy Silverado, drives off into the Florida night. That's it. That is the last time anyone sees Brandy Hall alive. The next morning, she doesn't show up for court. She doesn't answer her phone. She doesn't come home. And when they finally find her truck, submerged in a pond, the lights are still on, window rolled down, blood inside the cab. Y'all, the people who loved her, no. They know something terrible happened on that dark road between the fire station and home. But here's the thing that'll keep you up tonight, folks. Nearly 20 years later, nobody has been charged. Nobody's been arrested, and Brandy Hall's body has never been found. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Brandy. Because Brandy, she wasn't just a name in a case file. Y'all, she was a force. Brandy Lynn Hall grew up in Bull Creek, Florida, a little community tucked into the scrubland of Brevard County, where everybody knows everybody, and the nearest Walmart might as well be in another damn zip code. Well, she was tough from the jump. At 11 years old, she was in a terrible ATV accident that required extensive facial reconstructive surgery. Most kids would have crumbled. Brandy? Hell no. Brandy came out on the other side with a fire in her belly, literally. That accident is what made her want to be a first responder. See, she knew what it felt like to be hurt, to be scared, to need someone to show up And she decided right then and there she was going to be the one who did the showing up. By her early 20s, Brandy had earned her place at the Palm Bay Fire Department. Not as a secretary. No, not as a dispatcher. As a driver, engineer, and paramedic. She drove the truck, y'all. She ran into burning buildings. She saved lives. For 10 years, that's what she did. No, she was damn good at it. She married Jeffrey Hall, a man who'd rise to become the Osceola County fire chief. They had 2 beautiful children, Taylor and Clay. And from the outside, it looked like the American dream with a fire helmet on top. But underneath, underneath things were starting to crack. In 2005, everything came crashing down. Jeff Hall, fire chief, the family man, the husband. You see, he was arrested for running a large-scale marijuana grow operation. Y'all, we ain't talking about a couple plants in the garage. We're talking about a serious operation. And it is the kind of serious operation that gets you some serious jail time. And Brandy, hey, she was initially arrested also. But the major charges against her were dropped. The courts determined she wasn't the one that was running things. But y'all, it didn't matter because the damage was done. Palm Bay Fire Department, they let her go. 10 years of service. 10 years of running into danger while other people ran out. Gone, just like that. Now, I really want you to think about what that does to a person. See, Brandy's identity was that she was a firefighter. It's who she was. It's what gave her purpose. And now she's lost her job, her husband's facing prison, family's finances are in ruins, and the whole community knows their business. But hey, Brandy didn't quit. She couldn't. She signed on as a volunteer lieutenant at the Malabar Volunteer Fire Department. No pay, just the work. Just the chance to keep her certification active so that maybe when all this was over, maybe she could get her career back. That's the kind of woman that she was. Knocked down, got back up every time. Until the night that she didn't. Y'all, whoa, hold your horses. Because there's another layer to this. Oh, and it's messy. It's really, really messy. Now, I need you to understand that in the months before Brandy vanished, Brandy had been involved with another man. His name was Randall Richmond. Guess who he was? Yeah, he was the fire captain of the Palm Bay Fire Department. A married man. A man with his own family. A man who had no damn business being in Brandy's life the way he was. Now, by no means am I here to judge Brandy. Her marriage was falling apart. Her husband was about to go to prison. She was isolated, stressed, broke, and scared. You know, people do make choices in those moments that they wouldn't make on their best day. Unfortunately, that's human nature. But here's why it matters. See, on the night Brandy disappeared, the last person she spoke to was Randall Richmond. A phone call, 11 minutes long, ended at 11:17 p.m. And after that call, Brandy Hall just plain old ceased to exist. And when investigators came knocking on Richmond's door, he lied. Yep, straight to their faces. Said he hadn't talked to Brandy that night. Hadn't had any contact. Denied the affair. He denied everything. It wasn't until detectives subpoenaed his phone records, until they had the proof in black and white, that he finally admitted it. Yeah, they'd been involved. Yeah, they talked that night. Yeah, the call lasted 11 minutes. But he swore He had nothing to do with what happened to her. Hey, y'all, if this story's pulling you in like I think it is, please consider subscribing, sharing the video to your kinfolk, like the video, hype the video, and bang that notification bell so the people in the next state can hear it. The next morning, August 18th, Brandy doesn't show up. Remember, she was supposed to be at that courthouse, standing right beside her husband, Jeff, at his sentencing. She never came. She didn't answer calls. She didn't answer texts. Nobody could find her. And then a fisherman, ain't it always a fisherman, y'all, spotted something floating in a pond off Treeland Boulevard. It's near the Eastern Florida State College campus in Palm Bay. It was a bag. It was a firefighter's bunker bag. Inside it, boots, pants, jacket, helmet, and it was all Brandy's gear. Divers were called, divers went in. And at the bottom of that pond, they found her truck. Dark green 2002 Chevy Silverado, submerged. Lights were still on. Driver's side window rolled down. And inside the cab, there was blood. And it turned out to be Brandy's blood. Now, y'all, listen. Here's what makes this even more haunting. There was a cooler in that truck, and the drinks inside were still cold. That means the truck hadn't been in that water too long. Remember, y'all, it's Florida in August. It went in sometime in the hours after she left that fire station. Sometime in the dark. Sometime when nobody was watching. But Brandy, nope. Brandy wasn't in that truck. She wasn't in that pond. Brandy wasn't anywhere. They searched. Lord Almighty, did they search. Y'all, divers combed that pond inch by inch. Dogs swept the surrounding woods. Helicopters, they flew grids over the scrubland. Volunteers walked shoulder to shoulder through the palmettos and the sawgrass, looking for anything. A shoe, a piece of clothing, anything, and they found nothing. Fast forward months later, June 2007, a backpack was found in a canal in Vero Beach. Inside was Brandy's wallet, her day planner, and some of her clothes. Y'all, Vero Beach is over an hour south of where she disappeared. Someone moved those belongings. Someone wanted them found or wanted them gone. Then in July 2008, over a year later, a yellow fire helmet washed up near Mathers Bridge. It was marked "No Fear." It was Brandy's. Pieces of her life scattered across the waterways of Florida's coast, just like breadcrumbs, like someone was tossing evidence into the current and just hoping the ocean would do the rest. But no body. Not then, not in the years that followed, not in the decade after that. Brandy Hall has never been found. So we're all asking, who did this? Who took a 32-year-old mother of two off this earth and made her completely disappear? Well, the investigation circled around three people. The first one was Jeff Hall, her husband, the man facing prison, the man whose sentencing was the next morning. Did he have some motive? Maybe. If Brandy was going to testify as a character witness, she was valuable to him. But listen, if she knew things, if she could hurt him, maybe she was more like a liability. Investigators looked at him hard. But Jeff, he was accounted for. He was at the courthouse the next morning, and the physical evidence didn't tie him to the scene. Now, the next one was Randall Richmond, the man that she was seeing. The last person that she spoke to. The man who initially lied to investigators. The man whose wife knew about the affair. Did he have motive? Maybe Brandy was pressuring him to leave his wife. If she was threatening to go public, if the affair was about to blow up his career and his marriage, those are motives. Real ones. But Richmond totally denied involvement, and without a body, without a witness, without a confession, there was just nowhere to go. The third is Anne Marie Richmond. That's Randall's wife. She'd had a public confrontation with Brandy. She was working nearby on the night in question, a scorned wife with access and opportunity. But again, no physical evidence, no proof, just suspicion hanging in the air like Florida humidity. 3 suspects, 0 arrests, and 20 years of silence. Now I want to talk about Taylor Hall for a minute, because this story isn't just about what happened to Brandy. It's about what happened to the people that she left behind. Taylor was 10 years old when her mama vanished. 10. She went to bed one night with a mother and woke up the next morning without one. No goodbye, no explanation, no body to bury, no grave to go visit. Just a damn empty hole where her mama used to be. And for nearly 20 years, Taylor has carried that. She's grown up, become a woman, built a life, but she has never once stopped fighting, never stopped pushing, never stopped asking the questions that nobody seems willing to answer. Now, her grandma, Debbie Raga, Brandy's mama, has been right there beside her the whole time. 2 generations of women refusing to let Brandy be forgotten, refusing to let whoever did this get away with it forever. And in 2015, when Brandy was officially declared gone, legally on paper, final, that was a wound that cut so deep, because it meant the state was saying what the family already knew, but they just never wanted to hear. Brandy ain't coming home. But Taylor? She didn't stop, because she couldn't. And then, in March 2026, nearly 20 years after Brandy walked out of that fire station, something happened. Palm Bay Police Department announced that a re-examination of the case had produced fresh information. New interviews, new tips, a new area of interest. Detectives conducted multiple searches of an undisclosed location in a single week. They brought in equipment. They brought in dogs. They were looking for something specific. Now, they didn't find remains during those searches. At least not that they have told us. But the energy around this case, put it plain and simple, it shifted. You see, for the first time in years, it felt like movement, real movement. Taylor Hall released a statement that I think, just says everything. She said something about this time, and the team now working her case feels different. She truly believes we are finally moving in that right direction toward finding my mom's remains and holding everyone involved in her murder accountable. Everyone involved. Think about that word choice, y'all. She didn't say the person. She said everyone. Because Taylor believes more than one person knows what happened to her mother. And she believes the truth. It's finally closing in. I'm going to leave you with the questions, because right now that's all we got. Questions. What happened in those minutes after that 11-minute phone call ended? What happened between 11:17 p.m. and whenever that truck went into the water? Where did Brandy go? Who was she meeting? Or who was waiting for her? Why was there blood in that truck but no body? Did someone move her? Did someone clean up? Did someone know exactly how to make a person disappear in the Florida waterways, where the gators and the current, they'll do the work for you? Why did Randall Richmond lie to begin with? What was he hiding? And if he's truly innocent, why didn't he just tell the truth from the get-go? And the biggest question of all, the one that Taylor Hall has been asking since she was 10 years old. Where is my mama? Y'all, somewhere in Brevard County tonight, there's a woman in her 30s who grew up without a mother, who learned to drive without her mama in the passenger seat, who graduated high school without her mama in the audience, who became a woman without the one person who was supposed to guide her through all of it. Y'all, Taylor Hall is still waiting. She's still fighting. Still believing that one day, someone's going to end up telling the truth. That one day, she's going to get to bring her mama home. Even if that's just her remains. Even if it's just enough to finally have a place to lay some flowers. Y'all, Brandy Hall was a firefighter. She ran toward danger. She saved lives. She survived a childhood accident that would have broken most people. She survived losing her career. She survived her husband's arrest. She survived everything that life threw at her. Until that night. That hot, humid Florida August night, and when she walked out a door and just never walked back through one again. Y'all, if you know something, if you've been carrying a secret for 20 years and it's getting heavy, now's the time. Call the Palm Bay Police Department. You can remain anonymous, but y'all, that family deserves answers. That daughter deserves to know where her mama is. 20 years is way long enough. Y'all, this is DJ. If this story moved you, share it with someone. Because somewhere out there, someone knows what happened to Brandy Hall. And maybe, just maybe, they might be listening right now.